it always cuts out Drew, but it was that was supposed to be your theme song because you're a school teacher, and I thought it would be awesome for you. So hopefully it'll get better. We'll fix it, but
It's all good. I appreciate it.
that was your surprise. But anyway, we always got to have some kind of music, some kind of intro. But I'm not going to take all your time. Everybody knows that Drew is one of our good guys. We got several of them. We got Heather and Colleen and Zach. But Drew's going to have a show tonight. This is Drew's whole thing. I'm gonna be moderating with him a little bit. But Drew, I'm going to turn everything over to you. You did a great job of telling people what was going to happen tonight. And I know you can deliver, so I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'll be here jumping in every once in a while. But it's all yours, Drew. Go at it. Let's see what we got tonight.
Awesome. Well, first off, I want to thank Dan. Dan's here. I want to thank Colleen. What's up, Colleen? I see Marcos is watching. Anyone else that's watching, make sure if you're here with us live, drop the hashtag live for us. If you are getting this afterwards, hashtag replay. And yeah, oh, Heather. Oh yeah, hi, Steve. I'm glad you're here, Steve. Let's get started. So we talk about this organic marketing stuff, right? Everybody talks about organic marketing. Well, with what agents and financial advisors do, we have to think about it a little differently. But first, I want to give you an idea to think about. Okay. And think about this phrase. Marketing is a game of sustained attention. It's a game of sustained attention. Not saying to say attention, it's sustained attention, especially online. Hey, Charlene, glad to see you. So what that means is those that keep the most attention the longest end up winning the game. Okay. Another phrase I've heard is those that build the closest bonds win the client. So keep that in mind as I go through these three principles tonight. Now, one of the things I want to emphasize, and this is where a lot of financial advisors and insurance agents get in trouble, is they let somebody teach them how to organically market, who sell something totally different than them. Okay. Most people out there are teaching you to market like a high ticket marketer. Okay. You're not high ticket marketers. That's not what you sell. Okay. And here's why. A high ticket item is a specific offer that's been tailored and is very unique. Okay. And it's usually at the lowest in $3,000 all the way up to, gosh, I've seen them upwards to $30,000 to $50,000, even $100,000. Okay. So now, why does that not work in insurance and the financial sector? Because your products are commodities. Now, I say that to people and they think, oh, we're not commodities. But think about it. Can people go and get the same products from another agent? Yeah. So what you sell is a commodity. So that means, one of the things that high ticket marketers will rely on is a single post to sell something. Like I've seen them post this or brag, this post made us $50,000. Well, because of what you're selling. Okay. If you're selling a $5,000 item, it's 10 people. It's not that bad. But with what you sell, it's not going to work that way. Okay. In the end, you are the product. Think about it. You are the product, which means you must hold that constant attention. Right. So a couple of things before I dive in. Oh, hi, Thomas. Nice to see you, man. I'm going to try to make sure I recognize people that come on. Oh, John, Mr. Brown, glad to have you, buddy. Using these three principles, I'm going to show you a few things because I don't want to just say this and not show you that this works. I had a client back, I think it was in May to June, he was selling ACA Medicare mainly. He was like rocking it with final expense, but he's trying to get organic going. And he and his wife started applying these concepts. And by the end of June, early July, they're regularly getting 10 organic appointments a day on the regular. Okay. So while I say that, I want to show you something else. I've got a couple of visuals, or a visual I want to show you. Let me pull it up here. All right, so on the right hand side, so you can, if you have your profile set to a professional mode, you can look in your analytics and get this. So on the right hand side, I was executing on these 3 principles back in, gosh, this was probably September. In my reach, and we'll talk about what reach. Reach is synonymous for something called visibility. Was 150,000 people. I didn't sit there and do any video posts. Nothing was video. And you see, my engagement was 17,000 using these. Now, I show you the other one on the left. My right, your right, my left. Okay. And that was somebody who I was a client back 3 or 4 months ago. He was just starting out, had been posting, but not getting much traction. And you can see how much his post went up. Look at his interactions. Went up, was it 25,000%? Okay. And that was after a week. That was after a week. Okay. So if you follow these principles, it can happen. Now, if you are wanting me to start getting these principles, start yapping about some of these end results, let me know. Give me a hashtag ready, and I will get on it. Let me move. Okay, let me get some.
Drew, say that again because you cut out a little bit. Hashtag what for them to
Hashtag
do that?
ready. Hashtag ready, and I'll get moving. I'll get started. I want to make sure people are ready. If not, we can get off here. If no one wants it. All right, so Colleen and Dan. All right, awesome. All right, so you might want to take notes on this because it's not going to be the most dense, but it is going to be things you want to remember. So principle number 1 is what I like to call reciprocal engagement. Reciprocal engagement. So everyone's like, well, duh, engagement, right? Well, there's more than just that goes into that than just are people engaging with my posts. So number 1, and this is a no duh, it starts here, is you've got to put out engaging content. Now, what does that mean? Well, look at people who engage or who have really good engagement. Just do what they're doing. Simple as that. See what kinds of posts they're putting out there and do that. Now, here's one thing I do want to say, because too many people don't they especially in this industry, they put out it's all insurance all the time. All insurance all the time. Okay. And that's okay to do some, but you want to do what I like to call the 80-20 rule. And I'm not the one who made this up, but other people have done it. It's the 80-20 rule. So 80% is giving people value. Value. Now, what is value? Value is anything that can uplift their day. It doesn't have to be in your face educational stuff. It can be a quote. It could be something that makes them laugh, something that draws them in. Okay. Now, you might have to test some of these things out for a bit to figure out what hits it with your particular audience. The other 20, that's when you put out maybe some stuff about what you do. Now, I'm not saying is your family insured if you die? No one wants to hear about that. It's just you put out stuff letting them know what you do. Simple as that. Okay. Now, if I ever go too fast, guys, tell me and I will slow down. So the first is engaging content. The second, and this is one of the things that is because people talk about the algorithm, right? They talk a lot about the algorithm and all that. Well, these 3 things are going to take care of the algorithm for you. If you hear somebody say, hey, you want to learn these 3 algorithm hacks? There are no algorithm hacks. There are none. It's just a marketing ploy. That's all it is. Okay. So number 2, under engaging reciprocal engagement, is engage back. Simple as that. When someone engages with your content, engage back. Don't just let them put a comment there. Respond to every comment. Simple as that. Okay. Simple as that. And third part of this is the law of reciprocity. Now, this is one of those deals. It feeds into the whole algorithm thing, but it's also a thing where people get to know you better. What that is you engage other people's content. when you engage their content, they're going to reciprocate it back. Okay. They're going to see yours and be more likely to engage with yours. Okay. And over time, they keep engaging a lot and you get to know them. They get to know you and your content is in their face all the time. They will see your content constantly. All right. Okay. And all these play into the algorithm. Do this and you're going to be good. Now, so that's number one, reciprocal engagement. Okay. Now, I'm ready to move on to the second one. Again, if there's any questions, also do me a favor, hold them to the end. Okay. I want to say that. If you are ready for the second one, give me a number 2. So I'll make sure I'm not moving ahead. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, Colleen. I see Mr. Nick early on here. All right, so Colleen's the only one with number 2, huh? I guess maybe we should stop it right now. Bill, I don't know. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you guys. All right, so the next principle number 2 is what I like to call exponential visibility. In the end, visibility is what we want the most of. Okay? Because that expands our fan base per se. Okay? Number 1. Now, all 3 of these principles feed into each other. And I'm going to show you a visual to kind of show that at the end. Okay, so this feeds principle number 1. And vice versa. They feed each other. So there are 2 results when you increase your visibility. Okay, you're getting ever increasing reach. You saw that number, that 150,000 number, which ended up about 165,000. All right. Why is that a big deal? Well, it's because it allows you to potentially gain more followers. Okay. If you do number 1, it feeds into number 2. More followers, increasing your bigger audience. How do you do that? Well, I don't have time to get into specific content, but shareable content. Nothing will expand your reach versus better than something that can be shared. Simple as that. And now the second part of this, okay, is it increases your exposure to your current audience. Okay, and that's important because it's the people that are already somewhat familiar with you, but as you increase visibility in front of them and increases that familiarity, it makes you the person that's top of mind when they're like, oh man, I need to buy insurance. Oh man, I need to get that IUL or an annuity. I need to do something with my retirement. So how do you get this exponential visibility? Number 1 is be consistent with the first principle, the reciprocal engagement principle. Be consistent with it. Okay. Number 2 is you have to post consistently. There was a time, and this is not a slam on Facebook groups because I love myself some Facebook groups. There was a time when they used to say you could post 2-3 times in a Facebook group and that's all you need. It doesn't work that way anymore. I saw a post the other day from a guy who is like one of the OGs of organic marketing. I mean, he was doing this on Facebook like in 2007, 2008. And he said organic reach in groups has tanked. I agree somewhat with that, but he even said he's had to post more on his profile. Okay, so you got to be consistent. Okay, consistent. All right, so make sure, again, you're being consistent with principle number 1 and you're posting consistently. So those are the first 2 principles. I'm trying not to take a lot of your time. Principle number 1, again, reciprocal engagement. Principle number 2, exponential visibility. Principle number 3 for you guys is probably the most important. If you're ready for principle number 3 and this all is making sense, give me a hashtag sense. Okay.
And Drew,
hashtag sense.
1 and 2 is a lot to do with consistency too. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. All right. So once we are, I hear you see some hashtag sense. All right, you got it from Dan. Oh, I see Kenny's watching with us now. Miss Heather is giving us sense. Magdalena. All right, then I'm gonna get going. Number 3 is continuous conversations. Okay. Again, this feeds number 1 and number 2, and vice versa. So I want you to think of it this way. We always know that in this industry, people want leads. But more than that, they want high quality leads. But everybody defines that differently. What's a high quality lead, right? Well, in the end, whether it's the best lead in the world or a cold lead that is from a mailer from 2 years ago, a lead is just the opportunity to talk to a potential prospect. That's all it is. If you talk to Liam, that's everybody, right? He'd always be closing. Everyone in your sphere is potential. Well, that's the same thing with online. You want to have as many conversations as possible. So your content should create opportunities for these conversations. Now, how do you do that? Or where are these in? Most people think it's just in Messenger. Well, that's where you're going to get the deepest. But when you go back to principle number 1 and you're commenting and you're responding, those are conversations. That's building that visibility. That's building that engagement, building that trust and rapport. Okay. So those are our 3 principles. You can mold a content strategy around these. Okay. Now, if all that makes sense, give me hashtag yes. I have a few additional thoughts here. I want to show you. I'm gonna put a visual if y'all want to. That kind of is put it all together right here. If that makes sense, give me hashtag yes. Awesome. I'm glad. I'm gonna put this up here because I know I kind of went fast because I didn't want to keep us here forever. Okay. All right. Good. I'm glad it makes sense. No, so some additional thoughts to really make this work for you. All right. So have a target audience. Have a target audience. So you talk to people like, I want people who want Medicare. I'm targeting people who need final expense. You're targeting a product at that point. We need to target a specific person because you want your content to be specifically tailored to that person. And there's an old saying is marketing to everyone is marketing to no one, but your message speaks to nobody. It's too broad. Okay. So your content must speak directly to your specific audience. So that's number 1. You've got to know who it is. Number 2, you've got to spend a little bit of time each day growing your audience. Find places where your target audience hangs out. Little hint, it's other Facebook groups. And friend request them. Okay? Friend request them. Grow your audience. Because as your audience grows, it's going to help grow your visibility kind of just naturally. All right? So if all this made sense and we're good, give me a hashtag value. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Colleen. Now, I do want to mention I do do some coaching on this. I coach on this. I have my own content strategy that is based on the above principles. And if you are interested in reaching out, have a discussion, I'm going to leave my DM address. Let's see, make sure I put it in the right spot here. You just send me a DM. Make sure I do this. Hold on a second, guys. Make sure I send you the right one. All right. So if you want to, I just dropped it down there, or you just click on my profile and get a hold of me. I also have, if you're not ready for that kind of deal, I have a group chat that some people have joined where you can ask questions. Occasionally I drop some stuff in there, some information. I'm going to drop that here if you want to join that as well. And you can join. So now I want to stop right now and have any questions that you might have.
Well, I have one for you, Drew.
Absolutely. Shoot it at me.
Now you're going to do something special for the paid people that we have, and you also do stuff for the non-paid visitors. Yes.
Yep.
So that's one of the great things about, one of the things we're trying to do more and more of is create more and more opportunities for the people that, want to scale. Yes.
Absolutely.
I know you've done wonders for us. So, I mean, and people see all the stuff that's going on with our group, a lot of that's you and Heather. So, and Colleen. So that's one of the reasons why I give you guys platforms to share so they can, see exactly what you're doing, and they get to see it every day because you guys are a big part of what we're doing here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I will make one more comment. So I did experiment. I forgot to say this. I meant to say this earlier. I stopped posting very much for about 2 months to see, all right, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Well, everything had dropped dramatically as expected. Well, I started posting again with these principles in mind last Wednesday or Thursday, and my reach has increased by 147% and my engagement by 310% since then. Again, just following these rules, these principles. Dan, so Instagram is a totally different beast. Instagram, again, I'll say the engagement piece is the same. It's all the same, but how you approach it has to be different because it is a visually driven medium. It relies heavily on reels and stories and pictures to do those things. And the whole algorithm for Instagram and trying to figure that out, I have hit my head against the wall. It changes constantly, and it seems to have no rhyme or reason. Facebook is easy to know. Facebook is a piece of cake. So, all right. So, anyone else with questions? Any other questions?
Well, I will give you this, Drew. I know when you taught me how to do, 'cause I don't know it, I'm probably the worst of the worst. And so you've been a big godsend to me and the whole group, the whole team. But I will tell you that I've gotten my sales on my personal group, on the client group where we're trying to, promote annuities and all that kind of stuff. Our agents have done well when they've interacted, like you're saying, when that somebody says something, you can't let that sit there.
No,
And
cannot.
you'll be surprised at how many people want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying?
They say that not most people who are looking to buy will not initiate the conversation. They're waiting for someone to reach out to them. So I don't know how many times when I've been doing this that I reached out, say, "Hey, need some help," and bam, before you know it, they really want the help. So
Well, and I think too, one of the things that we're doing on the other, on the page side, Heather's trying to put together, and I know you're helping her, and we want people to do this. Heather put 30 things on there the other night where people maybe don't know what to post. Well, we've got all kinds of cool stuff. We got stuff where we have stuff on Babe Ruth, what he's doing and what he did. We have different things like that. I think that those are some cool things that you can also grab on there, is because a lot of people maybe don't know what to put out. You know what I'm saying?
right. Nope, they don't. And that's the thing. If that's how I look at it, and this is how I operate when I'm working with somebody. Okay, I don't expect you to do video. I don't expect you to do these things. I I believe, especially for agents and financial advisors, some of the busiest people in the world, some of the hardest working people in the world, they need content that's short, sweet, and can get them what they need fast. So that's what my personal content strategy that I've developed does. It's nothing more like if I were to post all my posts in a day, it takes me 5 to 10 minutes. If I was following my strategy, that's it. 5 to 10 minutes. There's no long form posting that's necessary because let's face it, do people have long attention spans anymore? No. The only way somebody's going to read a long form post by you is if they're already a fan and they have been trained to read and interact with your posts. I hate to say it that way, but you have to train people. Okay. So, and there's ways to do that. And that's one of the things I work with people on, but that's you don't have to do all these things people you see where you make these amazing videos. Don't have to. And the fact that I have my personal growth without making a single video, right? And other people I've worked with without making a single video. It's got to be easy. It's got to be what I like to call low leverage or high leverage. Sorry, high leverage. Low friction, high leverage. Because if it's hard, people aren't going to do it. If it's time confusing or time consuming, people aren't going to do it. And
Well,
I
and
understand.
the days of where you read a feed for take 20 minutes to read it, people aren't doing that anymore. People don't have
Nope.
time for it, and I love how they warn you. This is going to be a long thing, but you'll love it if you get all the way to the bottom. I don't want to read all that. Just tell me what I need to know. Give me the the meat and potatoes, and let's go to
Yep.
work. Right?
Yeah, and that only again that it can work, but you have to have a fan base. You have to, or you have to be really good at writing sales copy. Pretty much, you have to be really good at it, and that's a skill that takes a long time to develop and a lot of hard work to develop. But you're absolutely right. And a lot of the people who are teaching, oh, you need to do a value post every week. Well, they have a fan base already. They've been doing
Right.
it for 5, 6 years, and they developed this fan base. They're gonna read it. They're gonna have a portion of that fan base read everything they put out, no matter what.
Well,
So
and
you got to
that's the
develop
benefit
that.
of having you, Drew, come on, because you're able. Some people don't know how to even start, right? And that's where you've done it for years, and you've done very, very well at it, all of you guys. And so when we started doing it, like Dan's a prime example. It's like, Dan and Aldo and some of the other people that we work with. I still do some of their lives because they don't know how to do it live. They don't know what really how to start it, or how to do the moderating and how to stay on task, because a lot of times you do a live, and I've seen some lives where people, you don't even know where they're going. I
Right.
mean, there's no direction. And so, similar to doing a seminar or teaching a class, I think exactly what you're doing with all of this, all of the different things that you put out there for the algorithms and all the kind of stuff that maybe people don't understand what that means. I mean, you make it real clear, and when they bring you guys on, and when you help them, a lot of times you can help them with content too. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's an easy thing, and you coach people on it. And the thing is this, and this is another problem, and Nick can attest. Nick Early's on here, and he's saying what I'm saying is 1,000% true. Um, is a lot of people, when they coach somebody, and this is, I guess, an advantage I have coming from my education background, is they throw everything at them. Here, go took this course, and I'll coach the. Well, most people don't have the time to sit through a course of 60 videos. They just want to know the what. They don't care about the why. They might care later, but they care about the what. What do I need to do? So that's kind of how I approach it. I'll give you step by step. All right, let's do this first. All right, cool. We got it in place. Let's add this step that you, and they see it. One of my clients within a week said, "Wow, I'm already seeing a big difference because it was with one part. I didn't even we didn't do all of it. It was just this one part based on those three principles." So we don't
Well, and
have
one,
any.
one of the things, Drew, that we did that really went well, and we were going to do, and you even said, let's just try it. If it don't work, it don't work. But we put just a simple thing out on Dave Ramsey, and what did we get? We got thousands of people that responded to that. Yes,
Yep, there's a lot
I mean,
because
it didn't just
that's
happen.
knowing your audience, right? That goes back to
Yeah,
knowing your audience.
right.
We knew, let's try it, but Dave elicits a big response, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
and it worked.
And so, like, if you're working with, like, let's say Colleen, for instance, she's got a dental hygienist page, right? So
Hmm.
you want to coordinate your themes towards dental hygienists and dentists
Yeah.
and people like that. So if you have a group page, or you're thinking about what group, like Aldo, one of the great things he's doing is he's doing special needs, because that's his child's special needs. So he does special needs podcast. He does special needs lives, and he's working with an attorney that helps with doing the trust. And so one of the things that we were able to help him do was find his niche, because how many times we get that, right? What's my niche? What do you like to do? Colleen's got a perfect niche. Aldo's got a perfect niche.
Yep.
Mine is fellow agents and stuff, because I'm retired, and I like to train and teach and educate. Yours is doing what you do. Heather's got her niche. It's not that hard, but sometimes you have to sit down with the individual and say, listen, I can help you, but you got to tell me what do you like to do, right? Where do you want to be? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes it could be specific to what product you want to lead with, right? So if somebody's leading with Medicare, we might need to niche a little different. For instance, the client that was doing 10 ACA Medicare appointments organically a day. I didn't sit there. We didn't say it. Hey, let's target this person. We did some quick research. He lived in Arkansas. There was no other Facebook group around health insurance of any kind. So what did we do? We just became we created a group for him as the insurance hub for Arkansas, because there was no competition. It was easy. And all it took was him doing one live, and bam, people started reaching out to him.
Well,
and
and
then
here's
post it.
something else that happens too, Drew. And it happened with Aldo. You know, Bruce is another one of our guys that we work with, and Bruce does Medicare, Medicaid for special needs families.
Hmm.
Aldo doesn't do that. So what a great mix, right? To put those two
Yeah,
together. Yes.
absolutely.
And that's what
Yeah.
networking here does. And that's why I kept telling people, great that we do the 6-week seminar. And I'm going to announce that next week. Everybody keeps saying, what's the next seminar? I'm going to come up with something, Drew. I'm trying to come up. I know we want to do something cool, but that's what the networking is all about too. And pulling those two guys together, and they're going to do great things together. And so, that's one of the other benefits of being with our group is that we provide that. There's so many things that are happening. There's going to be some new announcements coming out in the next 10 days. And so anyway, but I think what you're doing, and I think, because it's which worked for us, everything that you're talking about, we're doing. Yes.
Yes, on some level, we are absolutely doing it.
Right. And they can see some of that with what we're doing. And then, like I said, I think what you got, the whole team does, but I think you personally, is the uniqueness about you is that you've got that teacher background, but you've also got the sense to let them have something and put it out there, and you kind of help them. That you don't just direct them. Hey, you got to do it. You let them grow a little bit. Yes.
Yeah, because that's what the thing is everybody's different. Everyone has strengths. And honestly, I've told people, if you want to do video, we'll do video. If that's what you enjoy, then let's work on doing some reels. Let's work on those things. Again, you don't have to, because that's not everybody, because they take work. They take a lot
Yeah.
of work to make them good,
Yeah.
and to compete with all those others. So, but yeah, absolutely, because we got to play to your strengths, play to what you enjoy, because that's the biggest thing. Um, People don't like sitting down at a computer and having to type one of those long form posts because they rack their brain. But boy, they can shoot out a picture of something. They could put it there, okay, or easily. James Whitfield, where's the live? You're on the live. That's weird. I'm checking. I'm gonna ask my wife. Are we still live? We're on live. We're live because I can see it in my phone. So I don't know. That's
Right,
very
and
strange.
I think too, Drew, one of the other things with what with the stuff that you do, one of the things, when people find their niche, that's when you can do the directions a lot easier. Yes.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
a
very.
lot of times when I talk to people, they're like, well, hey, will you do a live with me? I love doing this. This is my thing. I
Mhm.
enjoy it. I have no problem coming on and helping them, whatever. But in the same sense of saying, okay, well, before we get there, you might want to talk to Drew so we can help get you. What's good of having a live if nobody's watching?
Yep, yep. And that's part of it. There's some coaching to get people more on the live, to make them aware. There's a whole process that's, again, very easy, that I can coach you through. That's very easy. We implement it here. And there was one of the things that for the Arkansas insurance thing that we did was, he created the group, and before he invited anybody, he put a few things of pieces of content in there. But one of the things that he I had him do was a series of promotions. Now I do promotions differently than others. Other people have you type these long things up. They were just the color backgrounds, simple, easy. And on the first day it was open, he had over 100 people join, like that. Um, and he was doing a good job of building his audience that whole time as well. So that's part of it, building that audience that's your target. So
Well, one, I think you got to get over that fear, right? If I
yeah,
can't, I don't, and part of doing that is having the right people helping you. You know what I mean? And that's why, like I said, when we built this team, I know where my lane is. Everybody knows. Everybody on this team knows where their lane is. And I think, and I'm not saying it because I love you guys, but I do. You guys we all mesh well together. Yes.
yeah,
And I think you have to find the right people to work with. It may not be us, and that's fine.
yeah.
We're okay with that. But I'm telling you, we've got 7,400 members, and we're growing every day, and we're getting, and Drew's a big part of that. I'm telling you, and you did that within less than 18 months. Yes.
Yeah, when I started working on the group, there was like 5 or 600, and I can't remember when, but yeah, it was about 18 months, and we got it up to over 7,000.
And you had
And that was
help.
just
We had
being.
a lot of our teammates were, we got to give shout outs to everybody, but you're the architect from what that's the way. I mean, am I saying that wrong?
To the way the current group is, I don't want to toot my own horn, but yeah, the way the current group is, yeah.
We'll do it for you. We'll do it for you. And I think too, I think it's funny too with working with different people. And we work from people, Justin's out in Taipei or something, and Heather's in Hawaii. We work with people all over the place. And not all the time, we don't always agree, but it's great to be able to have the banter, right? And to be able to create the opportunities to get you to grow. And so sometimes you're going to listen to some of the things that we say, and you might say to somebody, listen, you might want to have Bill help you with a live, have Liam help you with a book, you might want to make, because, you got to add, I can get you here, but you got other things you can do. And that's what's great about being a part of a community like this. Am I wrong?
No, you're exactly right. Everyone has different strengths.
Yeah. So I think that, and you'd be surprised at some of the people that, some people come on here and they're really, really good at what they're doing. And they add, like I said, Aldo's doing great. Bruce is I think, going to be really, doing wonderful things too. And there'd be more and more people. I'm sure I'm leaving somebody out. It's not on purpose, but the people are doing great things. And I think that as we close this out tonight, you've got ways for people to get a hold of you. I can see that there. And then when they do the replay, they can continue to, send you questions, and you'll be monitoring that as well. Next week, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do next week. I know I'm going to have to announce the 6-week seminar because it's coming up. So I'll have that for you. But Drew, do you have some other things, or we're still got some questions coming in? Where are we at?
No, I don't have any. Travis Hayes, yes, there will be a replay available. It should be available right after we're done. It should be it may take a second, but it should be available right after we're done. Otherwise, yeah, if you're interested and talk to me about some one-on-one coaching, just shoot me a text or a message through DMs, and I'll get back to you. May I get back to you tonight? But I will definitely get back to you tomorrow.
And we always have 2 or 3. We always have 2 or 3 people wanting to know about the paid group. If you got questions on that, hashtag us. Information. Heather will get you some stuff on that. And of course, with people being paid members, they get discounts on a lot of stuff, and some of those discounts are pretty substantial. Yes, Drew.
Yeah.
And Heather's got some new stuff that we're going to be adding to the paid site coming up. I know StreamYard's going to be on there. We got, I tell you what we're going to do. I know this is coming up. Andrew Saska's group's going to be coming on with Reminder Media, and he wanted me to have you put something out there. How many people are already using them? So I said, well, Drew will put a question out there and we'll find out. But they're going to be joining our team, and they're a pretty good group. I think you checked them out.
If you ever look them up, they do a lot. If the price, it's kind of amazing what they do for the price. Really, if you go on Reminder Media, look it up. It's pretty impressive. It's high quality stuff, and it does not break the bank.
And Andrew's going to come on, and we're going to do a live, and he's also going to do special discounts for people that are on the membership page. He is going to be he's awesome. He speaks all over the country. He's got me on his podcast where 600,000 people are watching. I'm supposed to be on there in the next couple of weeks introducing what we're doing. So we're gonna, it's just going to be better for all of us. But Andrew's going to be great. I think. I was glad that you were able to go see, because I know a lot of times I bring stuff to the team, and you guys are like, oh, he's got something else he wants. But it's all about helping people scale. Yes.
Yep.
And that's where we want to go. And I think that we want to be able to have people, when they come to this group, they say, man, if you want to get to the next level, these are the guys and the ladies, right? This team will put you in. And again, I know we got a lot of things we're working on. We're trying, we're moving as fast as we can. Heather's done a lot of great things for us. Like I said, she added 30 new things to the thing last week. I just finished the goal setting. That should be edited and ready to go and go on the group tomorrow or the next day. Zach's working on that. He made fun of me because I've lost 30 pounds and I had a big shirt on, and he said, you can tell you lost the weight. And I said, well, maybe I should get somebody to help me with my wardrobe next time. But it isn't about what I look like, Drew. It's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I got to go back and look at it. I got to go back and look at it because I'm like, how bad was it? You know what I mean? But anyway.
I understand. Yeah. Believe me, I've been there, and I'm kind of there now. I need to lose some weight too. So I'm with you, buddy.
Well, we've got there's some guy Travis asked another 30 pieces of content in regards to what? Well, Heather put on I think she put on some things, and Heather, you might want to come on with us and explain. I forget what you put on. I know you put some things on where they can use them. If I'm not mistaken, you can either type that in or come on with us and mention that real quick.
Heather's omnipresent.
There she is. You got to get Drew's things blocking her face, but that's all right. But tell them a
Okay.
little bit about the new pieces that you added, Heather.
So if you take a look at Liam Thurman and LCI Consultants, you'll see a lot of little reels that are funny or little facts and have some music, and they are great for getting engagement. So what I do for everyone who's a paid member is there's a folder on our paid site where they can download all. Actually, I think there's closer to 50 pieces I put in there this month. I went crazy. And you download them and put them on your sites and have them linked to your URLs and say, hey, DM me on more information how to retire faster or retire with tax-free. Do you want to be like the different sports figures that are using life insurance to retire? I can help you with that, because a lot of our social media that I've been making is based around what we do, and it's got sports themes to it.
And one of the great things too with what you're doing, Heather, is that I tell people the $100 is basically a retainer, not just for me, but a retainer for the whole group. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's for the whole group. So we all put stuff in there, and you guys are the benefactors. I'm going to put some more AI training in there that will be included with the $100 a month. There will be, just like doing personal coaching with any of us besides Liam, will be extra, because at $100 a month, I live in Hawaii. But anyway, the basics.
You guys are vendors, just like the vendors that are on the page.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got Saska's group's going to come on Reminder Media. Like I said, we're going to try to put some stuff on there with the what's the little duck we use? What's that? What we're on right now. StreamYard, that's going to have some advertisement. So, and some people may have a certain budget. They can't afford everything, but they can, as you scale, you can afford more things to make you scale even better. And that's what's great about having a vendors page. And we're working on that. We're trying to get that, finished up as well. We've got, it'll be added to, I don't think that'll ever finish, Drew. I think we'll constantly add things that are going to help our agents, scale. And I think the thing that, the coaching that I've been doing, and we tape some of it, and I think some of the coaching is on the paid site. Am I wrong, Heather? I think Aldo and me's on there. I think we have Dan's video on there, and I think we're doing some more.
There's so quite a bit of coaching that you've done on there. There's some short videos. There's examples of the seminars that you've done, your live seminars. There's podcasts that you've done. So anything for you to watch and emulate what has made Liam so successful. There's a copy of his book that he keeps on telling me to take down and make people pay for, but I'm a woman of the people, and it's still up there. So get in there.
The second book should be coming out in the next week to 10 days. Yes, the reverse mortgage, reverse purchase book, the Babe Ruth Bucket Myths and Truths, that should be coming out. Me and Drew are working on the exception to the rule training manual and book for that. Me and Drew are working on that with the Driggers group, a coaching group. So a lot of things going, and I can't wait again. Push me to the side a little bit. Heather and Drew and Colleen, they offer coaching. We're going to have, some other people, not just me. I don't want it to be just about me. Now, I get it. I love this and I love doing it, but there are so many people. We got Mike Dresser. We got Steve DeBoard. We got, I can name a lot of people out there that are going to help us, help you. And, we got, what's my one buddy's name? Mark. He's, looking at his group. What's his last name? I always mess it up. He's Decker's friend, Mark somebody. Daggone, he's going to get mad at me.
Brandon?
But Mark,
Mark Bratton.
Brandon? Bratton.
yeah, Mark Bratton. So he'll be doing that. He'll be helping us out. There's just so many people that like I said, the more we can bring on to help you guys, the better that'll be. The other thing is, Heather, we talked about this last week. Now my picture, am I still on here? It looks like my picture says remove. But,
You're here.
we talked about this last week, and I think is it Gene Bond? I think it is. Gene's got an event, and if you are a paid member, and Aldo's going to put his on there. You got to go through Heather, and I haven't talked to Gene about this yet. But when you are a paid member, if you do have events, you can put it on our events page. All right, but you got to go through Heather first, and then we okay to make sure it's a good event and that it's going to benefit our people. That'll be, I think Gene's got something on the event page. Does he still have that on there, Heather? Do you know?
I think it was actually yesterday, the event.
Yeah,
so it's over.
Me and him are going to be doing some things together as well. But that's one of the other benefits. You might have a webinar or something. Drew, let's say that, the next time you're doing something on your page, right? You put that on the events thing and the people can go to that. I would recommend, because that's going to start building up, and that would help you out and would help them out as well. Yes.
Yep. Definitely. More eyes, more exposure. Again,
and
what I say
that plays right into, right? Us working together, being
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
absolutely.
Anyway.
All right.
Anywho, well, I guess it looks like let's see. Travis wants to know what $100 a month gets you. You how to get access to the free book. You got to talk to Travis. Is excited. I like Travis. I might have Travis on the show. So we'll reach out to you, Travis, and talk to you. Appreciate the energy, and I love when we get people excited, and we try to get I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this, I guess I could say 4 or 5 decades too. I mean, I know I don't look that old, but I am. But anywho, the elder of the group, Drew, I guess we would say. We're gonna close out with that song because it got screwed up coming in, but we need to fix that because I think that would be great. So. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody put on there that I love this. This is my first training with y'all, and it is well worth it. That's awesome. Got some good feedback there.
All right.
That's probably Drew's wife, but still what?
She's over here. You should see the look she just gave.
But anyway.
Yeah, that was Troy. And Troy and I actually did a very long session on AI. So he was very interested and receptive to what I was saying. And I think he's going to join us.
Well, and I think Travis is talking about we're going to watch the replay. Travis, you can go on to the site as well and watch all the replays we've done over the last couple of weeks. Drew, it's still on there, right? They can find. Is there a place they can download the ones we've done the last?
Yeah, they're putting that on there. Yeah, usually they're in the guides. We'll put them in the guides. I'll try to make sure either me or Heather will get them up in the guides. Hopefully by the end of this week. There's probably a couple that still need to go up in there. Right over the break, they may have slipped through the cracks, but we need to add them. Those are easy enough to find, though, so I'm not worried about it. We can get them in there.
Yeah, and like I said, you're only as good as the people that are around you, and I love that people are giving you guys kudos because I'm telling you right now, I know what my lane is, and I tell you right now, I wouldn't be anywhere near where I'm at now without you guys, and I say it. I hope I say it enough, but you guys are awesome, and I'm glad people are recognizing that. So anyway, and I want people to know, you guys will tell them I'm not just doing this. We work pretty well together as a team. We don't always agree, and there's times that we one of the things I did a class a while back, and I said, listen, you got to let your team out of the shadows, not just when they're doing good things, but when they're doing things that don't make sense, right? You got to let people have a chance to fail, and you got to have a chance to let people success. And I think that succeed, and I think that's why our team does so well. Am I wrong, Drew?
Nope, you're exactly right.
So, and if you're trying to work a team and trying to play together with somebody and try to get them to do things with you, don't be afraid to let them say something. I don't care what the people, I don't have to be agreed with all the time. I raised 5 teenage girls. I was trained pretty well. They never agreed with me.
But I have 2. That's enough.
Hey. I tell people I don't even have to know Jesus. I get to walk right into heaven. So anyway, but well, let's get off here. We've done a good job. Travis, looking forward to talking to you. Heather, maybe set him up a 15-minute free coaching with me, and I'll talk with him a little. And even the other gentleman that you mentioned, anybody, of course, tonight that would like to take advantage of that, get with Heather. I know Zach's going to be starting to take that role because I know Heather does a lot of stuff, and so we'll eventually get. I know Zach's trying to get into that, so to help Heather out a little bit. So we'll make sure that gets taken care of. Drew, I'm gonna let you finish this up. I appreciate you tonight. You did a great job. Nice of you to put your young picture in the back with you and your wife.
Oh, wrong way.
Yeah,
yeah, guys. If you ever wanted a training on like content ideas and strategies, drop a hashtag content, and maybe a few weeks from now I can do one about some overall ideas on what your content should do for you and how, and maybe some examples and things like that.
Heather, play his theme song and let's get out of here.
All right.
My theme song.